What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and we are here for our 5 takeaways of the game we just saw between Freiburg and Borussia Dortmund, in which we lost 2-1. So I'm not in a great mood, so, just before this, the usual, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. We are very, very close to 5,000 subscribers, so I appreciate all the love you guys have shown so far. However, it's time to get into it because this was honestly an atrocious game to watch. It really was. I have 5 takeaways, but there honestly could be about 100 takeaways to take from this game because it gave us the feeling that not much has overly changed so far so early in. And there's a lot of different layers to these takeaways, so I want to get your guys' opinion on each and every one. If you have a takeaway before, put it in the comments, your biggest one. But I'm going to start off right away with Marco Rose, because I think Marco Rose got it wrong. I do. I think when you saw that Freiburg were going to line up in the 4-4-2, you know that's a stubborn formation to break down. Freiburg beat us last year 2-1. Very similar type of game. Very frustrating game. Using set pieces to their advantage. Knowing how congested it would be. A 4-1-2-1-2 on paper immediately looks like it was going to fail. We saw it in the Bayern game as well. They attacked our outside. Freiburg playing with a 4-4-2. Guess what? They have 2 fullbacks that can go up the pitch, and they got a right and left midfielder that can go up the pitch, and they exploited it so many times. So many times when we were sloppy, it came back the other way. And I think he needed to adjust. If he wanted to start out in the 4-1-2-1-2, that's fine, but not one time did he adjust into a 4-2-3-1, into a 4-3-3, into something with a little bit of width. We played everything through the middle, and it just did not work. We seemed so congested. The ball, it had to be a pin-perfect pass to get something going, and the team was, in general, off today, and with that, every pass was just out of reach, and the frustration mounted, and no tactical decision from him happened today, and it was really frustrating to see because Lucien Favre was like that. He went into a match with a formation, and he stuck with it through thick and thin, and Terzic was not that kind of guy. He loved switching up shape, and Marco Rose showed earlier in the season that he was willing to do it as well. Granted, it was preseason, but this was an opportunity, I thought, for him to go out wide, to find a reason to get Holland involved, to get these players involved, to attack a different thing, and everything just went through the middle through the entire game, and Freiburg was sturdy, and they shut us down, and honestly got probably an earned and deserved win for them. My second takeaway, we're going to move into a little bit more of the positive side of things, and I'm just going to highlight a couple players today. One of them is being Akanji. Akanji was spectacular. He was, and I don't think, I'd give him probably like a 9 out of 10. He was unbelievable. Every time a dangerous opportunity came for Freiburg, it could have went so much worse for Dortmund, and he was involved. Every tackle he did was to perfection. He is on unbelievable form, and kudos to him because honestly, he was in great form up until the Bayern game. He had a good game against Bayern, gave the one away that ended to a goal. It's a tough pill to swallow. But he came back with a brilliant performance today, and he was the glue that barely held that back line together. We're desperately missing some of our other players, but for me, man, he was exceptional. Another highlight for Bellingham. I thought Bellingham was positive as well today, when honestly the attack straight up wasn't. Going on over to the third takeaway, speaking of that attack, Gio, Royce, Holland, Malen, all had an off night. Every single one of them really did. Now, my U.S. men's national team fans were saying I was being a little hard on Gio. All 4 need to be rolling. It's hard for one of them, maybe Holland, to grab the rest and say, hey, on my shoulders, we're doing this today. He was invisible. Holland was nowhere to be found today, and it was frustrating for him. He looked angry. This isn't going to help him because he was already showing frustrations through the Bayern match. And this was one of the worst performances I've seen out of Holland in terms of that he was nowhere on the pitch. And nothing went his way today. It was just maybe one of those off days, or maybe it was the system that wasn't playing to his advantages. Maybe it was the players in behind him, but we know how good this kid is, and he had a couple opportunities, and maybe he was so cold without having the ball for so long. When those opportunities came, he wasn't able to take them. Royce was very quiet. Gio was okay, and so was Malen, I thought. Both of them were okay, but nothing spectacular, nothing to take the game by the scruff of the neck and turn it into a positive outing. And that's what happened. Nothing was really able to be created. Freiburg stuck it to their guns, and rightfully so, got a big result. Moving on to my fourth takeaway, we're going to address the back line. Now, the back line arguably was better today than our front four were, and that is, I have no problem saying that, but our back line is still in tears, I guess. I don't know how else to really describe it. We have one of our starters So we should be relaxed a little bit in terms that Chan is back. Munez's on his way back. We got Hummel's back. Guerrero's coming back. There's a huge opportunity that this back four can finally turn it around. But we need to address it right away. We need to get these players back healthy. And maybe this is an opportunity to finally dip into the transfer market. If Delaney is sold, this is an opportunity to bring in a center back, bring in a right back, bring in someone just to give a little bit of depth, something new to this back four. Because Akanji today held it together pretty much on his own. I didn't think Schultz was too bad. Obviously, he went off with that injury. Guerrero wasn't overly involved, but coming back from the injury, I mean, it's not overly surprising. It's going to take him a little bit of time. Witzel was okay. The pace hurt him a little bit today, and for Paslak, I didn't think he was too bad today. He created the goal, put a nice ball in the box, had a couple good opportunities there, but just still a little bit lacking, and we need our back four back, which then goes into our fifth and our final takeaway, and it is going to be, again, back to this system. We saw something that finally worked for us last year. It was the 4-3-2-1. That was a system that worked. I was very skeptical about the 4-1-2-1-2, and after seeing it today and against Bayern, there's, like I said, a lot of people are saying, Josh, on paper, look how beautiful this looks. Yes, it looks beautiful on paper. Mullen is a striker, Holland is a striker. Doesn't mean that they're going to complement each other very well. We have midfielders that are, yes, playing in their midfield position in that diamond, but we don't have the fullbacks. And I don't even know with Guerrero and Meunier back if we still have the fullbacks to be able to implement this system. I really think going forward, Marco Rose needs to make that 4-3-3 or that 4-2-3-1, or maybe even go back to the 4-3-2-1. He's got to make something work because this formation, back-to-back games, did not do the job, and it exploited our fullbacks. And when the attack isn't going, we're going to be vulnerable on the break, and that's exactly what Freiburg did. They could have had opportunities to make it even 3-4-1 at times, and we didn't really create much, which is when our defense is like it is, our attack has to be firing, and today it was not that. So it was not a very positive game today. It wasn't. I don't think anyone's going to go beat around the bush. It's tough. We're now 1-0-1 already, just like that. Any confidence, any excitement we had from that Frankfurt game, it is lost. However, I always like to end on somewhat positive things. I don't want to crap on everything because the season is long. There's still 32 games to go. Bayern, we don't know what to expect. They could draw tomorrow for all we know. There is still a long season. We have players coming back healthy. Address one of our defensive problems, bring in an extra player, and then figure out the formation going forward. Because it is not the 4-1-2-1-2. In specific games, potentially. Not in matches like this, and not with the fullbacks and the line that we have. It should have been addressed. It should have went to a 4-2-3-1. And we will have to see what we do going forward. But I still have faith in Marco Rose. I still have faith in this group. It was just an off game. It was an off game. You could tell right from the off that the attack was not clicking. And we threw everything that we tried to have, and it wasn't there. So hopefully we go back to the drawing board. Hopefully we come up with a better game plan, a better system going forward. And if you want to play narrow, you can still play that 4-3-2-1. It still gives you that opportunity to do that, but just still a little bit wider with your three midfielders. But we'll have to see what Marco Rose does. Honestly, very disappointing result. Back to the drawing board, and let's hope that that we can find a way to go forward. But I hope you guys sat back and enjoyed this 5 takeaways. I know you guys will probably be pretty critical in the comments because rightfully so. This was a frustrating game. I had a great watch along with you guys. I really appreciate all the support you guys are showing on the channel so far. Hopefully we'll hit 5,000 subscribers today. So if you want to drop a like and a sub on the way, I really appreciate it. But thanks guys for tuning in, and hopefully you guys enjoy this 5 takeaways. Cheers, friends.